Everybody needs somebody, no doubt. Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul right now. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got, oh, 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 oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as you're there in the brink of the light. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care if I'm losing my way. I've been waiting. Roll up, roll up, roll up. Can I get an amen when the night ends? There's no winner when you're walking alone. Sliding down the last street as the day creeps. What you doing with nobody at home? Sugar, just step into your sneakers and step behind the speakers. Your heart will keep me beating and make me a believer. Don't you want me? Don't you want me? I need some mercy on my soul, come on. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. Give me what you got, oh, oh, oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as you're there in the brink of the light. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care if I'm losing my way. I've been waiting for you as the night fades away. So roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up. Extra, touch and pull up, hand in hand for one last touch. Shake extra, touch and pull up, hand in hand for one last touch. Shake extra, touch and pull up, hand in hand for one last touch. Give me what you got, oh, 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 oh. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care when we're dancing tonight, just as long as you're there in the brink of the light. I said, roll up, yeah, come get your love. I don't care if I'm losing my way. I've been waiting for you as the night fades away. So roll up, roll up, roll up, roll up,
Weatherman says it's gonna rain. Don't worry, girl, it won't change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans tonight. We're gonna kick it, that's a given, baby, rain, shine. Leave your Sunday best at home. Be the last time you wear what you got on. Bikini top, cut off jeans. Baby girl, you know you're looking mean. She said, how we gonna make it through the mud hole? Won't you think you got swampers on my truck phone? It's somebody to get done in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. But don't worry, it's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We're gonna tap, light that fire. We're gonna crank that country. Pass out, get Thursday. Let it rain, let it rain, let it rain. Well, it's about to get done. About a good old flood, watching that red clay turn to mud. Sling it up, slap past the doors like a new paint job on a 4x4. Girl, you're gonna have a good old time. Can't let a little bit of rain change your mind. Let your hair down, kick off in boots. Once in your life, let yourself cut loose. Gonna get money from head to toe, clean it off, dipping in the swimming hole. about to get dirty in the dirty South. About to show you what it's all about. Don't worry, it's around the crowd. We ain't scared of getting thrown down. We gonna tap,
You be able to bowl tonight with a cut down?
we gonna crank that country. Pass that and get thirsty. Everybody get thirsty. Listen, about to get dirty. Listen, about to get dirty. Come on. Nasty.
Hang it off, please. I just caught girlfriend. And I didn't really catch a picture. I looked over, but when I looked back at the TV, it was always wrecking.
Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been that they with this. Yeah, I've been killing it. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been that they with this. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that, flicking that wrist. Yeah, I've been killing that. Yeah, I've been hard in the paint, not a single assist. Yeah, I've been flicking that wrist, flicking that wrist. Let me tell you about the young man. Matter of fact, I'ma let Push tell that. Take it by the old man. Had to change her heart and it fell back. Old man lived a long life. Walked around with a long quick like Jesus, that Colombiana. That's mere models like. Yeah. Look at the flick of that wrist. I'm feeling like Leonardo. Let me paint the picture. I might need a bottle. On the road to success, I can fit a throttle. That Michelangelo, hundreds in the envelope. Type when I write. And that old man had to change her heart. Wish he knew it back from the start. Like looked around, seen his wife on the military.
Hello, everybody. I'm Larry Ridley, and this is the NFL on EA Sports. In today's game, time of possession should be a factor. The Lions are top 10 in converting third down opportunities, and they'll be up against our Packers defense looking to knock that conversion rate down. So for the call of this week's 17 matchup, let's send it out to our broadcast team, Brandon Guyton and Charles Davis.
All right, Larry, first opened in 2002. There's a look inside Ford Field here in downtown Detroit. Today, the curtain falls on the regular season, and we've got a good one in store between the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. Along with Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Guyton. And Charles, we look at this Lions team entering play. Their long winning streak finally came to an end last week. A disappointing game for them, but still a heck of a run.
Indeed it was. What a great job by them putting together a streak. Now let's see how they rebound after a defeat.
Meanwhile, for the visiting Packers, they have certainly got it rolling of late. Winners of 6 in a row.
And it's simple. The more you win in the regular season, the more likely you play at home in the postseason, and that can take you deep into January.
It took a Rodgers to Rodgers Hail Mary to win last year. What's in store here as the Packers and Lions get underway? That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. So here comes the Packers offense now onto the field. They'll be led out by the former Cal Bear, Aaron Rodgers.
I remember meeting him when he was playing at Cal. And I remember walking away thinking, instead of having Rodgers stitched on the back of his jersey, it should just say confidence, because that's how he felt about his own abilities and his ability to elevate a team.
They'll run for the first time with Lacey. Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8. Here's the offensive unit coming out onto the field in just a moment. Randall Cobb, very good at wideout.
Went to college to be a quarterback. Discovered his talents couldn't be limited to one position. He's a 1,000-yard receiver every year for his quarterback.
Second down, 8. Again, it's Lacey. And he'll wind up losing yardage here back at the 21-yard line. Call that a loss of 5 yards on the play. And that'll force upon him a 3rd and 14. On 3rd and long, it's Rodgers. He's going to find his running back. It's complete. Give him 2 yards on that play, and that's going to bring up a 4th down.
So much about this game is just understanding situations and then having to execute, isn't it? Guard the first down sticks. Don't let them get there. And they rallied and made the tackle.
So on 4th down, here's Ryan deep as the former Seahawk, Golden Tate. Now it's Tate. Look at the spin.
Balance.
Great blocking, nearly sprung in there. 28-yard return, and the Lions will take over. So here are the Lions now coming out for their opening drive. They'll be led out by a former Pro Bowl quarterback out of the University of Georgia, Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is a big-arm guy who's learned how to temper some of his throws. Actually has added a lot more touch and accuracy as his career has gone along. Big-time confidence in his arm, though. Any throw you want, he can make it.
They'll come out in the pistol. They go play action here on 1st down. Oh, he's going to take a shot right away. Almost able to intercept it. That's one he would have liked to have held on to on his first drive. Instead, 2nd down. And on this offensive unit, one guy that's proven himself early in the NFL is Eric Ebron.
A very reliable target for a quarterback. They always love tight ends because they're right in their sight lines. If you get it to this guy, though, he can take it the distance.
This is Theo Riddick. And this one goes nowhere. Losing yardage on the play back at the 46. He lost 2 there, and it's 3rd down. So the Lions go backwards there, and unfortunately that's something they saw a lot in 2015. They had the fewest rushing yards of any team in the NFL.
And it's one of those dubious titles that no one really wants to claim. Even teams who say, well, I'll worry about running it because we throw it all the time. Being able to run it when you want to is a key to success in the NFL, and Detroit struggled doing that.
And Tate's got it. And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. The 21 yards there as they convert on 3rd.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And now a 1st down following that long gain.
One of those, how you let somebody pollinate when you don't have any protection.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he is met at the line of scrimmage, and he goes down right there. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9. And let's get a look at the Green Bay defense.
Julius Peppers, some would call him the grand old man. He'd hate that. He just want to be a seasoned veteran who continues to make plays at a Pro Bowl level.
Nine yards still remaining here to pick up the first on 2nd down. They go back to Reddick. And he was able to shed the tackle, but the reserves come in for the stop. Give him 6 yards on the carry. It's going to be 3rd and 3 now.
You know what really fires up offensive linemen? When the guy that is carrying the ball behind them can create his own space and break a tackle along the way.
They brought in an extra defensive back here, so probably not expecting a run on 3rd and 3.
A good call.
Stafford on 3rd down. And he connects with Ebron. And he picks up the first down yardage as he takes this one down to the 15. First down coming there on the intermediate passing play. That's been a point of emphasis, they told us in practice, using those medium routes to keep the defense off balance.
And it wasn't just them telling us. We got to watch them practice it and work on it because they've been trying to fine-tune it and get...
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Marvin Jones with touchdown number 7 on the year. And the Lions are going to take a first-quarter lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky Country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
Now Matt Prater for the point after. It's up, it's good, and the Lions lead 7-0. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And the first drive, 3 out. Second possession, see if they can get a little momentum.
And oftentimes that first drive is just a feeling out process. You
have like a 10 or 12 pound ball, which is really light, and you throw it down there, and when it hits the pins, it acts like it's like a 16 or 20 pound ball. It like blows them up.
Plays that you've got called, and you want to see how defense reacts. It may not go terrific on the first one. Now they're ready to go. They've kind of got to look at them, got a sense.
The
Let's see if
curveball
they open things up a little bit.
If they open things up, let's see what the defense does here, too, after a good stop. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. The left side throw complete to Adams.
Ooh, that was a catch.
A nice pickup there of 11 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
That bounced off the ground.
And a nice pitch and catch to pick up the reception against man coverage.
Both of them read how much yardage they needed, figured what they had to do, and were able to beat the man coverage for the completion.
So here we go, 1st and 10 now. One back is Lacey. And he'll get it up the middle. And he will lose yardage back to the 34-yard line. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down.
The defense won that play so fast that I think if the running back even had time to notice if anyone was there, it was just a blink of an eye, and there was a loss on the play.
Defense.
Second down, offense behind the sticks here. 2nd and 13. One receiver left, 3 to the right. Now Rodgers throwing on 2nd down. And Nelson's got it here right side. That catch good for 5. It's 3rd down. Defensively for Detroit.
As Darius Slay continues to improve at the cornerback position, he may live up to his own nickname as the Slaymaker.
looks like we've got a dime set here defensively. 6 DBs in the game. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Ziggy Ansah in there to sack him, and that is 10 for him now on the year.
Well, how about that? A dime set on defense, 6 defensive backs. None of them blitz. They're just back there in coverage. Defensive lineman gets the sack.
That's where the O-line, they go to the sideline, they keep their helmets on so the cameras can't find them, right?
Yeah, the cameras can't find them, but I know one thing. The O-line coach will.
Here's Ryan Quigley now. On for his second punt. He'd take a repeat of his first. He gets this one away, and boy, it's another boomer.
Oh. Look at that.
Yeah, great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is
3.
marked down at about the 3-yard line.
Man, talk about luck.
And back out onto the field comes the Packers defense. And it's the first quarter, but they gave up the score last time. How important is it here not to fall 2 scores behind?
Extremely important, because not only are you trying to avoid being in a big deficit to start this game off, you also want to get into a pattern where that offense has the advantage. You've got to find a way to turn things around. This is the series to begin that.
Yeah, we'll see if they can keep them off the scoreboard here for a second time. On the ground, it's Riddick. And not much there as he gets it up to about the 5-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
That first down play, all you want to do is wedge out any type of space and try and create enough room. If you have to run the punter out there, he can successfully complete the punt.
Yeah, didn't get a ton there, but at least some positive yardage. And after the play on the ground, that brings up second down here. They come up in an offset eye. Here's Riddick. And he'll find a little space. He gets us up near the 10. 4 yards on the pickup there as it'll leave him with a third and about 4 more for a first.
Now, that's not a call you see every day. A toss play inside their own 10-yard line. Takes a little bit of brass right there, and they were able to get a little bit of yardage.
Let's see what the defense dials up here. 3rd and 4. To throw is Stafford. And Jones has it over the middle. And he will get the first down as he's up to the 20-yard line. 11 yards for number 11.
That looked like a pretty good route combination there, because you've got to find a way to clear the guy running the drag. Because when you do, you just put the ball on him and then let him run.
Yeah, he's got some space. Looking to jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage look defensively. Now Riddick. And nowhere to run on the interior of that defensive line. He'll get back only to the line of scrimmage. No gain on the play there. It'll be second down. In a 3-4 defense there and against the run, a lot of responsibility can fall on that nose tackle.
A ton of responsibility, no pun intended, because they got to deal with not just the center, both guards, and a lot of times they have to eat up double teams in order to let the rest of the guys get to the football. And how about that play? He not only did he eat up the double team, he ate up the ball carrier as well.
I was going to say, talking about punch, you said eat up the double team. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart, because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. You can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately.
Riddick. Get your fucking ass on the bench. Irritating me now. Suck at running the ball. Of course, Abdullah's hurt. He's always hurt.
Dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Second down following the run.
Tough day, tough sledding right there, and it's been that way the entire game. Not a whole lot of room to ramble for him.
Yeah, you're right. It's been
no one blocked him. No one.
He'll
You guys
wind
want a
up
block,
losing
Matthew?
3. And now it's
Anybody?
third
Can I get a
down.
block? You
And
have
that
three
screen
of
there
you,
on
and you
second
all
down certainly
missed
didn't
him.
develop how they had hoped. Is that one they should have even tried, or is that one the quarterback sticks in his pocket?
I think the
Well, that's the
latter.
one
I
where the
like what you
offensive
said
line
there,
needs to be all
because
fucking
trying
fired
is one
to
thing.
look
We
for a
can
new
second guess
job.
just about every call. But in this case, when you realize that it's broken down, just throw it at the feet of your intended receiver so that no one can pick it off, right? You don't have the ball tipped up in the air, and you come back and try and pick up the first down on third down. That way you don't lose any yardage. And fit's the exact right word. Over the middle, there's almost always traffic, so anytime you're a receiver in that area, you're not just focused on catching the football. You're wondering where the collision's going to come from, right? Because there's almost always someone there able to concentrate, catch it, and even added a little extra at the end with a short run.
They'll run it now out of the gun. 5 yards is the tally on first down. That brings up 2nd and 5.
And that's exactly what you want on a first down run. Pick up 5 yards, bring up 2nd and 5. The defensive line, though, they've got to figure out a way to out-leverage the guys up front because the offensive line is winning at the point of attack.
And on the outside, they're playing press coverage. Play clock winding down. From the 50, Stafford. And a hit jarred it loose. It's incomplete.
After watching him drop that slant, I can hear my old coach's voice ringing in my ears right now. You can't run with the ball until you catch it. Trying to get those rack yards before he secured it.
Long drive. The defense just cannot seem to catch a break and get off the field.
3rd and 5, so they bring in an extra defensive back.
An expecting pass. From the gun on 3rd down, Stafford. And Tate's got it. And he will have first down yardage as he's brought down at the 41.
And that's understanding where the markers are, because it's not just running to them. Because on the catch, you can actually be pushed back before the first down. It's getting past it and allowing that opportunity to drip back towards the first down line and still having picked it up. Really well run.
They go play action here on first down. Over the middle, complete to Tate. And he's going to get this inside the 30. 13 yards there on the pickup. And it's good enough for a Detroit first down. Now the offense lining up 1st and 10.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains. And really, it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him. Absolutely love the run right there. This guy's known for his quickness, but also for his speed. And he's able to get to the second level almost before you blink if you give him any type of blocking. Always talk about slot receivers, and they're usually known as quicker than fast. In this case, we've got a guy who's quick and fast, and he used it to great advantage.
From the red zone now, Stafford. He hits Riddick underneath. And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. He's already proven to be a factor in the running game on this drive. Now he gets involved in the passing game.
I think what we're seeing here is the modern version of workhorse in the NFL, being able to run it and catch it with equal proficiency.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he lost the football.
Are you kidding me, Riddick? You fucking dumb.
Partner, you know how often we hear about the red zone.
You're on the bench now, bitch. You're gonna fucking fumble the ball on the 5-yard line. You deserve to be on the bench.
Right from the 20-yard line going in, that scoring zone, getting points on the board. A lot of teams call from the 10-yard line in the green zone. That's your money zone. He fumbles the ball inside the money zone. You have one job, take care of the ball. That didn't happen.
The Packer offense now ready to get back onto the field. And they'll be looking to avoid what happened last time, which is punting the football. And he coughs up the football near his own goal line.
Damn, I couldn't do that.
Trying to get one more in here before the quarter breaks. So the two sides will make the long walk to the other end of the field. 7-0 is our score. EA Sports NFL Sunday returns following this.
This presentation of the NFL on EA Sports is brought to you by Gatorade, the sports fuel company.
With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Second quarter about to get underway with the Packers in possession of the football, but they face a 2nd and long to start things out. And now the offense will look to respond after the sack. Here's the option going right. Stepping up, he'll try and run. Call it no gain there, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 13. Back near the goal line. Here's Ryan. He's not going to get
safety, baby.
The rush was too strong, and this is going to wind up a safety. So troubles here offensively. I tell you, the noise in this dome, that has got to make it harder for these guys to hear.
Sometimes I find myself shouting up here. But you're right. If you can't communicate well or get off the snap count properly, it can cause big problems, and this qualifies as a big problem.
Now the free kick comes after the safety from the 20 as they bring the punter on to try and get some hang time here. On the return, it's Tate. Getting set to go again, Matthew Stafford trots back onto the field. He's played a pretty clean first half, a touchdown, no interceptions.
Frankly, that's what they expect out of him. They want to see the ball thrown and thrown well, and he's able to do that and put it in the end zone. They'd love to see more of that before this game finishes, but right now, he's got his team in a good spot.
A good spot, maybe looking for touchdown pass number 2 here in the second quarter.
Look at the white boy. One
Before he
rush
takes
and
it
he already
across the
got
40-yard
12
line.
yards.
They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains.
And that run was what a lot of people call an explosive run. Gave them good yardage, solid yardage. They feel good about the whole thing, and they did it behind a 2 tight end set. It's always interesting to watch what offenses want to do with the 2 tight ends. Sometimes they line them up together for a power set. Sometimes they put one on each side of the line of scrimmage to balance things out. No matter what, though, when you see 2 tight ends on the field, your first thought is to think run. In this case, the offense was able to run successfully.
Now a play fake here on first down. He's going to flip one out here to his running back. 18 yards on the pickup there. And it'll be first down, Detroit.
Well, coaches always talk about finding balance on offense. I don't think you get much more balance than this. Big-time run, big-time pass.
A 1-2 combination. Looked pretty good.
How about that? Let's see if they can continue to take that kind of a punch, though.
down at center. And a short gain there down to the 37-yard line. It's a pickup of 4, and it'll bring up second down.
Not a run that you're going to write home about, but still a good first down run. That's what an offense calls staying on schedule. 3 to 4 yards on first down, you're set up very well for the rest of the drive.
On second down, here's Stafford. Got a man, and he hits him in stride. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. 7 yards there, good enough to move the sticks.
Partner, it's a lot of fun watching the NFL now, isn't it? Because when the big fella runs routes, it used to be when we were kids, he'd run about 3 different routes, and that was it. Now he can run anything and catch the balls we just saw there.
On the carry, this is Zenner. Might have gotten this one down to the 28, and that's all. 2 yards on the pickup there. It'll be 2nd and 8.
That's a good play by the guys on the defensive side of the ball. Held them to a gain of 2, and that changes the playbook a little bit now for the guy calling plays. 2nd and 8. Now he's got to probably think about going to the air instead of maybe staying with the ground game.
To throw on second down is Stafford. Ebron caught left side. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line. Give him 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn him a fresh set of downs. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful you're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
And Jones has it over the middle. A gain of 6 there on first. Second down now after the pass completion. Here's Stafford now on second down. And he is caught at the 7-yard line. And he'll get into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Tim Wright, his first touchdown on the year. And the Lions are able to grow their lead.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
Prater on to add the extra point. And that will make this a 16-point lead. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. Aaron Rodgers, we focus on him for our Players Spotlight. And I guess the question, Charles, is what's the formula for keeping him better protected? Because as we see, the protection, it struggled.
And normally what you get is renewed determination. When the big guy gets hit, that usually sparks people. Hey, we can't let this happen anymore. They take it personally. He's not supposed to be on the ground, but that hasn't been the case so far in this game. So maybe they've got to figure out how do they get rid of the ball faster to help out the offensive line so he doesn't get hit as much.
And we'll see if they can keep him off the ground now going forward. They start the drive on the ground with Lacey. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
A 1-yard gain could look. like a disaster, it all depends on how the game is going. Is it a series of 1-yard gains running the ball? If that's the case, you might have to start thinking about throwing it a little bit more. But if it's just the occasional 1-yard run, hey, congratulations to the defense. They won that one. Come back and get them the next time.
On second down, Lacey. And not a whole lot to speak of there as they'll bring him down shy of the 20. Only a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a third down.
I do know from experience that when you slow down someone's running game, you're now doing the dictating on defense. And guess what? Now you're getting ready to tee off on their quarterback because they have to throw it all the time. But you still have to be alert for the draws and other plays of that nature to make sure you don't get hurt.
Throwing is Rodgers on third down. Over the middle, that's caught by Adams. And he's got the first as they'll bring him down at the 28-yard line.
I know many people like to throw to the tight end, maybe in a little flexed out position because he creates mismatches with his size. But slot receivers do the same thing with their quickness, their speed, and their route running savvy.
319,
now a first down carry. It's Lacey. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down.
Some of the most unselfish players on any football team, defensive tackles, because we ask them to just eat up blocks and allow other people to make tackles. But when he can make a play himself, as we just saw there, that's a big day.
Now it's 2nd and 7. Now Rodgers throwing on second down. Caught by Nelson left side. And he's going to be marked down deep in Detroit territory. A big play there on the catch and run. And even 60 yards.
Coaches really don't care from what position they get this, but run after the catch ability, rack ability, is often the difference between winning and losing and changing field position.
Now Rodgers. That's complete right around the 8. And he's going to take it in. Touchdown, Packers. Eddie Lacy, his 9th touchdown of the season. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Getting your back involved, what's the importance there in the passing game?
Well, oftentimes you can create mismatches because who's going to cover him? And you get him into space, which is where he likes to operate with the ball in his hands. Oftentimes makes people miss, gets that run after the catch, and off he goes.
And into the end zone. Oh, they get to the football. It's blocked. This is going the other way. But he will not be able to bring this one back, and the extra point attempt unsuccessful.
I know it's easy to kind of shrug off a blocked extra point, but this game is shaping up to be a tight one. The second half, this could prove crucial.
Yeah, we might look back on this one. We'll have to wait and see. Now after the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away. Here's Tate to return. And he'll take this one near the 25, call it the 26-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that, they had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were competent enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory, why would you change anything? They've got to be confident about what they're presenting and continue to do so.
Yeah, because the secondary, they really look clueless.
And that was amazing because that drive went and went, no adjustments, and no big plays by the defense to knock the ball away.
See if they stay on the ground for second down. Again, we'll see the pistol here. From the gun, here's Stafford. Out to the flat, that's complete to his running back. And he'll be brought down shy of the 40 at the 38-yard line. A nice pickup there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks.
We always talk about having to read defenses and how complicated that is. Well, this was an excellent read. Read the pressure and got rid of the football before it even got to him for a nice game.
And when they're blitzing like that, running back usually a good spot to go with the football?
Without a doubt, because he's right in your sight line or he's near you. So you're able to just get it to him easily. And once he gets in space, that's usually a good matchup for him.
Now a play fake here on first down. The tight end, Tim Wright, his intended receiver, and that'll bring up second down.
It's a tried-and-true formula, and I don't think it'll change for as long as we play football. If someone's trying to throw the ball and you can put pressure on them and make it tough, that's only going to help your defense.
Yeah, he's since being hurried. He got rid of it before taking the hit, but incomplete. They'll run. This is Zanner. And that play went nowhere. Losing yardage. It'll be back at the 36.
The evolution of Clay Matthews as a player, it's just one that they're going to end up writing books about. He didn't even start until his senior year at USC. He didn't start in high school. And how about the play he just made there?
He has certainly made a name for himself. William Clay Matthews III. Here's Stafford. He finds Roberts, complete. He goes for 18 there as the drive will continue.
When you're playing a quarterback with some experience and some moxie, you enter the danger zone when you decide to blitz him, because if he's able to diagnose as he did on that play, he can hurt you downfield.
He reads defenses so well, doesn't he?
He really does, and the best part about that play for him, I don't think that was his primary target.
I don't think so either.
I think he had the read, figured out where the blitz was coming from, and went to a secondary target for a really nice gain.
They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Back to throw, Stafford. And the reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. 7 yards, the pickup on the pitch and catch.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks, because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary target. He's so good at that, isn't he?
I think he knew right away that he wasn't going to get to his primary guy. I think he read that as soon as he got to the line of scrimmage, knew where the pressure was going to come from, and said, I know how to beat that, and that's what he did.
And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. They get 5 out of that one, and he moves the chains.
He decided to run a hitch route. It really helps to have a guy who can turn it loose. And, boy, he rifled one in there on that one. Not much run after catch, but it worked really well.
Looks like the defense in press coverage here. They come up in an offset eye. They'll run here with Zenner. Looking for a seam, but finding none. He'll get back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. No gain on the play there. Second down. Nice job there defensively to clamp down, because really they've been on their heels this drive.
Agreed, and they really needed that one for confidence, just to feel a little bit better. But I don't know if I would be daunted by them stopping me on one run. This drive has gone pretty well. I could come right back at them.
They go again now with Zenner. Back-to-back stops make it 3rd and 10. So back-to-back plays here where he couldn't get anything on the ground. Now you face a 3rd and 10 and assume you're going to try to pass it, right?
I would think so, because you've tried to run the ball, and really it doesn't matter who got the ball in the play, because there was no space to go. So I think you step back, throw the ball to try and pick up the first down.
Now he'll dump it underneath to his running back, complete. And he gets this one all the way down inside the 15, just shy of the 10.
There are a lot of tough routes to try and cover. When you see a runner come out of the backfield and run this angle route, looks like they're going to the flat, and then they put their foot in the ground and cut back sharply inside, not easily covered. And then when they catch it, good momentum built up by them as well.
And able to pick up the first. On first down, Stafford here. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down.
After all the preparation, all the practice, a play like that will absolutely break your heart. They had everything they wanted, just unable to complete it. In the end zone, a big-time drop.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And they'll lose yardage here. They go backwards to the 13-yard line. They'll lose a yard that time, and that's going to lead to a 3rd down. 2 minutes remain here in the first half. We'll come back to Ford Field after this.
You need to keep throwing it, because obviously They're set up on the run.
A reminder that coming up in 2 minutes, we'll check in with Larry Ridley in Orlando with highlights and analysis of this first half of play.
And I'm going to check in with a heater.
I'm going to be right there with you, partner. And this seemingly endless drive continues. It looks like the Packers have added an extra DB on 3rd down. Stafford. And it falls incomplete after almost being intercepted. A pick there would have been great. The good news for the defense now, it's 4th down. Now it's Matt Prater on for the Lion field goal try.
I know ultimately that feels like a good defensive play, but I know it's really not. They had a chance to keep points off the board. Now they have a chance to kick a field goal by missing that shot.
Yeah, especially at this spot in the field. He's got to be upset he couldn't come up with that INT. So they get the field goal, but part of that was a 14-play drive to get the 3.
Normally when you hold the ball that long, run that many plays, you end up in the end zone. There's a breakdown on the defense. Something happens. In this case, that didn't, but really good ball control by the offense. They're hoping that they can wear them down if they keep having drives like that.
That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And they're going to need another score. Got one last time, but still down here.
When you're playing catch-up, every possession becomes crucial, doesn't it? It's vital. Get back out on the field, punch it in the end zone again. They know it's not easy, but what they do have going for them, they did score the last time. They think they've got a good formula working.
And what about the defense?
Well, now you're just saying to yourself, oh,
now look out. Rodgers lost the football.
Yeah! Go, big
And he
go!
will bring this down inside the 10 to the 8-yard line.
that feels like an accumulation of the pressure we've seen all game. I mean, he's been on the turf a whole lot because of sacks. Eventually, something else happens as well, and this time it was a turnover.
Yeah, caught up to him. So the Lions offense ready to go back out onto the field. And last time they got 3 points, but it was a chip shot field goal. And when you go to the sideline after a chip shot field goal, maybe the offense not too happy.
It's a balancing act, isn't it? Because you're exactly right. They're none too pleased that they didn't punch it in for 6 points. But they also have to remember they did put points on the board.
3 points is 3 points.
And in this league, you take points when you can get them. Not easily done.
So that run gets them about halfway home.
Yes, now 2nd and goal. The end zone beckons. It looms. They can do whatever they want. Full playbook. Run it again, or they can go play action and try and put it in that way.
Call it a gain of 2 as they're knocking on the door now. 3rd and goal.
Well, he did get a taste the previous week. He got into the end zone, trying his best to get there in this game. So far, he's been denied.
This defense hasn't let him in yet. They'll need to stiffen here. 3rd and goal from the 2. And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And he is into the end zone. Touchdown, Detroit. Zach Zenner, his 6th touchdown of the season. And the Lions add on to their lead.
I heard a coach talk about those late-in-the-half scores, especially ones that give your team a pretty decent cushion. He said those could be the ones that could finish off a squad if you let them.
Yeah, they've got the cushion. This half has been theirs. Now Prater to add the PAT. And that one pushes the lead up to an even 20.
You love what stuff? Huh? So what stuff do you love? No, I did not say Taco Bell. When the hell did you get Taco Bell out of? What stuff do you love?
So they only needed 3 plays on that drive. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
You don't have money for Taco Bell. Like I already told you, you get Taco Bell when you went and go get there. I take Taco Bell.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no
Either
run back
chicken or
here. This will be a
cheeseburgers.
touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you got to figure, if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Rodgers now on first down. And that's incomplete. Jared Cook, the tight end, was the target. And now it's second down.
Hope I don't sound too raw on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it.
Yeah. I think. I want Taco Bell.
You should look at Emperor Food. We only got like $35 for groceries this week.
I want Taco Bell.
I know we gotta get
apparel.
Have a taco at the bowling alley.
They don't have tacos there.
I know we gotta get strawberry jelly and
peanut butter.
don't
You
need
guys
more
go
peanut
through
butter.
a lot of peanut butter.
You
That was
are
a big
smoking,
jar.
Mom. We still got quite a bit left.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, we got quite a bit
Oh,
left.
we were $6 away
Aw, that's bull.
for that $7 off.
And then, Mom, we've had that for like at least a month.
We got to the end of the month to get $2.50 to get $5 off.
No, I got it. I put it in my cart the last time we went to Myers.
No. No way, Mom. It's been there for at least a month. I swear. I'm telling you. And the reason why I know that, too, is I'm the only one, me and you are the only one who eats it, unless I scoop it out for his ice cream, but...
I eat peanut butter. I had a peanut butter sandwich the other day.
Mm-hmm.
That's how I eat.
Right there, $1 off Starbucks. Oh, it's got to be a Viente Carcelata. Mm-hmm.
We gotta get cottage cheese, strawberry
They
jelly,
had cottage cheese on sale.
bread,
319!
Rodgers will try again on second down. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime. They come up in an empty set. 4 wide receivers, 1 tight end. Rodgers looking to throw on 3rd and 2. Complete to Janis.
For what?
Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense.
Come on.
So that means they're down to 1 remaining here as we head toward halftime. Offense comes to the line now, 1st and 10. And no press coverage here. They are backing off in the secondary. Throwing on 1st down is Rodgers. Caught on the right side by Adams. That throw good for 4. It's 2nd down. They're going to hurry back to the line now. Rodgers to throw once more. And it's hauled in by Jared Cook. And he'll get it down here to the 43. It's a 10-yard pickup, and it moves the chains. Now hold everything here. We're going to get a timeout by the offense. And with halftime on the horizon, they'll be out of timeouts from here forward.
I had like 4
first down, Rodgers. And Cook has it left side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line.
Are you going to forget?
And there's a completion to the tight end. And look at the size of these players nowadays. At that spot, 6'4", 6'5", and up. A lot of guys used to be basketball players, somehow came back to football. That's really good for the game of football. You're getting better.
And now the Lions going to stop us momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
My mom's never pumped the gas. Never. Me or my dad do it. My mom never pumped gas in the car. Never.
So even though it's first down, here's the fild goal unit on
Every
now
week
to
they go
try
to
to get
verse
3
day.
before halftime.
Every week
It'll
they
be
go
a
to verse day. My
49-yard
dad pumps
attempt
gas
from
in
the
car.
left hash.
On Saturday.
And Crosby puts it through.
What's the
but
flag
there
for?
is a penalty marker down. They might be forced to try this one again.
Personal foul. Roughing the kicker. Defense.
You kidding me? They call roughing the kicker on me?
Crosby will do the kickoff duties. This is fielded a couple yards deep.
Yeah, take the knee.
And not wanting to risk anything here late in the
Take the
half,
knee.
he'll just take a knee and they'll bring the football out to the 25.
Take the knee. What? Go what you
Looking to
wear.
jam the receivers at the line here. Press coverage, look defensively.
Oh, bowling?
Now they'll run it on the toss. Oh, the spin. Stays on his feet. And he'll be out of bounds across the 30-yard line. So we've come upon halftime here in Week 17. As we'll send you down to Orlando, where Larry Ridley has our EA Sports Halftime Report. Larry?
Thanks, Brandon, and welcome to our EA Halftime Report. I'm Larry Ridley. The Lions have to like how they've played so far.
5-5-5.
The Packers really looked great last week, but it hasn't been so easy for them in this one. So here we go. Let's take a look at some of the highlights from the first half. Lions lined up at the 15. Pass will be completed over the middle, and he caps off the 6-play drive with the score. The Lions land the first punch. Lions have it at the 9. The ball
I
will
don't know
pop
what
out
to
here
do
on
with
the
the fucking
run.
box if no one won't take it. It'll work. Just got
We go to the second quarter. The pass will be completed into coverage, and after the short pass, he'll score. Lions up now by 16.
Like I should have the last time. Should have never bought that kit.
Packers on 2nd and 7. Nelson's
The
able
ones
to
that
get
are
open
made
here,
for it.
and the play will come to an
$100
end after a
headphone
gain of
set.
60.
There's a
Sticking with the
reason why
same
they're that.
drive.
They work.
Lacey's by himself here, and he counts off the 6-play drive
Been
with the
burnt
score.
twice now.
Deficit
They
shrinks
bought
to 10.
cheap, shitty ones. They don't work. I'm just
Offense on the
saying.
field now after the
Those
fumble.
were
It's gonna be
$20,
a
that
run
was
play
$40.
here, and he'll go for a score.
They didn't work.
Lions lead balloons to 20.
They didn't work.
So that'll
Now
do
I
it
see
for
why
us. We'll
those
go back now
Turtle
to
Beaches
Detroit for
are
the second half.
70 and up.
Okay,
There's
Larry,
a reason to it.
fairly one-sided
They're
first half
guaranteed.
as we get
They
set
come
to
with
go
warranty
in
on
the
it.
second half.
No, they come with warranty. You get warranty.
This fielded
on
a few yards into the end zone. And a couple yards deep, he'll go to a knee. He won't return it. And they'll take it out to the 25. The Lions offense now with a football first here to begin quarter number 3. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the
No, it'll
offensive
work for
staff
Xbox, too.
spent the entire halftime just working with
It'll
them
work on
on,
PS4.
here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. Decent chunk of yardage still left here, 2nd and 7.
Good solid gain on
I'm not
first
going to
down,
work
about what you'd
Wednesday.
expect from the big guy carrying the ball.
No, I'm only gonna have 40 hours this week because I'm not working Wednesday.
Here's Stafford now on 2nd down.
I'm going to the interview.
He's just going to dump
Trying
this
to
one
get an
off to his
interview.
fullback out of the backfield.
Ooh.
And they get him
First
down,
down.
but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
And when an offense is doing a nice job selling the play-action pass, a lot of responsibility shifts to the linebackers. They're the ones that have to determine run or pass and get to the proper places on the field.
Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9. And he's back here in the struggle department in this one like he was a week ago. And, partner, I think you can pin some of this on that O-line. The room to run, just not there.
You mentioned last week that it felt like the offensive line was getting beaten to the punch by the guys across the ball.
Well, it was
from them.
pretty evident, I thought.
I mean, they were off the ball fast, penetrating, getting into the offensive backfield. really spilling a lot of runs before they got started. So I thought your observation was spot on then, and you're right there again this week. Same thing is happening, not able to get started because they're not able to control the point of attack. Oh, man, that was close. The opportunity to change momentum, big play, right in his hands, unable to come down with it.
A sigh of relief, no doubt, on offense if that fell
Yeah,
harmlessly to the
Bolden!
ground. It's
First
brought in by Bolden. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the first.
One of the selling points of the in route is it gives the quarterback a really nice sight line to his receiver and almost on a direct shot, able to throw the ball into the middle of the field and have a great chance of success as they did on that play.
First down and 10 now for the offensive group.
No, that don't mean nothing.
They go play action here on first down. Surveying the field. And no escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Dayton Jones in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
And plays like that really hurt play calling. They had a really nice gain on the previous play, but gave about half the yardage back on the sack. Excellent pressure up front. Nowhere to go with the football.
Because it is.
Down he goes.
I have oil from the bars. Steel bars get bar oil, or boring oil is what they call it. It's like a thick oil, and then our oil that we run in the screw machines is gear lube. Same oil that you put in your car. It looks identical to, but they call it cutting oil, and it's black and thick, and once we use it stinks.
They'll fake it. Now Stafford.
Bacteria.
He's got time in the pocket, and he almost intercepted it. They haven't picked a ball off yet. That probably should have been their first. But it's third down now.
Here, go take this and put it down there on those clothes. I guarantee you your clothes will be spotless. Coca-Cola eat anything off your clothes. Coca-Cola is high in
It's
acid.
Stafford. And he's got his
That's why
complete.
Yeah.
And he goes down.
That's why if you notice, Coca-Cola truck spills or a Pepsi truck spills on the highway, it's an
I know exactly what's going to be said about that play from the defensive perspective.
It keeps the road away.
That's why I tell all you guys we need more than one tackler to the ball. He broke the first tackle. Luckily enough, there were more people there to get him down.
You can clean clothes with Coca-Cola. I've seen it done. It's proven.
So the offense has it first and 10.
It cuts stains out. It takes anything you want for stains right out. Shit. You know how we clean? You know how we clean our aluminum parts because we can't have any oil or anything on them when we ship them out? We use Dawn dish soap.
Oh, really?
Take Dawn and put it in water and dump the parts in there, and then put it in plain water and rinse them off. Got a big ass bottle of Dawn dish soap because that's the only thing that cuts grease. It's the best soap you can buy that cuts grease. What do you think they use on animals when the ocean gets oil leaks? They use Dawn dish soap on the animals. They wash them.
Dish soap and vinegar to kill weeds. Did you know that? I did.
On first down, Stafford here. Throwing for his running back, and he's got it complete. It's a gain of 11 yards that time, and it produces a new set of downs.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field.
Here's Stafford. This will be caught at the 2. And stopped a few yards shy of the goal line at the 3. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now first and goal. It only took Stafford 90 games to hit 25,000 yards in his career, fastest ever, and he adds to that yardage total there.
I'm not sure anyone in the league has a more confident arm than Matthew Stafford does. He can wait until they're actually open before delivering, as opposed to anticipating them being open because of the strength of his arm, and he doesn't mind showing it off.
Nothing doing there. They're going to wind up holding him at the 2. Only a yard that time, second and goal. And now for the offense, this is play number 11 here on this drive.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing it?
And he takes this one in for a Lions touchdown. Mike Burton, his 3rd touchdown now on the to grow their lead. And he wasn't blocking or running it there. They tossed it to him.
And you remember the good old days when the 49ers were riding roughshod in the league? They used their fullback and pass plays all the time. Roger Craig, Tom Rathman, those guys were terrific at running these types of plays.
This game's not even...
What? And the lead is now 24.
What's the offense tonight? Calm down.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he'll elect not to return this one, so they'll bring it out to the 25 on the touchback. A look at the offense now here, coming back out on the road for their first possession of the second half. They trail offense, first time to touch the ball in quarter 3, and we'll see what they can do.
And I can't wait to see what they have planned, because some teams script to start a half. Other teams just go, okay, these are the sequence of plays we want to run. These things worked well for us. And sometimes they throw in that big chunk play right away.
Shocker.
Try and get after them early and try and create a big play to give themselves some momentum.
See what they have up their sleeve. Give them 10 yards on that one, and that'll earn them a fresh set of downs.
One of the feature points of the in route is being able to make a nice throw to the middle part of the field. And for a quarterback, that's one of the better throws and better looks that he'll get. But he has to be careful not to wait too long and let his receiver wander into some tough territory. If he's late with the ball, he can get his receiver hit and hit hard. The best defensive linemen, they play with great leverage so they can get low and not get bowled over by offensive linemen. They have excellent hands. They can throw people off on a play. We just saw a great example of a really good run stop by a guy playing the defensive tackle position.
They run it again with Lacey. Trying to find a lane, but instead he'll get back to the line of scrimmage and no more.
Well, so many times we look at a short run and we praise the offense for trying to set the tempo and establish things, but the defensive guys, hey, they just won the battle there. It wasn't a big run given up. They don't always have to absorb the body blows. Sometimes they dish them out themselves.
And the Lions going with an extra DB here on third down. Throwing is Rodgers on third down. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And incomplete. He can't hang on. Would have been a nice catch. Instead, it brings up a fourth down.
And when all else fails as a defender, when you're not there in the coverage, your best friend is exactly what we saw there. A big play shot taken by the offense. Unfortunately, it ended in a big drop.
Here's Ryan Quigley now as he's on to punt for Green Bay.
One big freckle. Right here. On my ass hurts. That's nuts. Oh my God.
Great special teams work here. This is knocking on the door of the 5. They'll spot it at the 6-yard line.
Motherfucker booted 2 down there and made him stop. Look at that. Just stop.
And Detroit getting set to go now. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the pass.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now they're just cutting them to shreds.
Sam Shields, the one that got him down.
Well, they held him to a short gain on that one, and it almost felt like on that first run, they were trying to just throw the jab at him. So how do you stop a jab? Get closer and smother it, just as they did on that last play.
On second down, here's Stafford.
The Lions aren't even playing.
Right side, Tate. And he's brought down, but not before they get it across the 20-yard line. And with that last play, he's now up over that 300-yard mark.
And in today's NFL, it almost feels routine. And I hate that when you talk about a 300-yard passing game. To me, 300 yards still signifies excellence, and he's achieved that in this performance.
They come up in an offset eye. Now a first down throw. Stafford. He's going to leave this for his running back. It's complete. No gain, and it's second down. They tried to swing it out left into the flat, but the defense, they were very principled there.
It is not
It
negative.
felt very West Coast offense, didn't it? You know their expression, right? On a West Coast offense, when they throw the ball, it's either going to be a touchdown or a check down, meaning they like to press it downfield. If they don't have it, swing it out, which is exactly what we saw there. But how about the great pursuit and tackle to make a nice play?
Here's Stafford now on second down. And the reception made over the middle. This is Bolden. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. They like going to him in the slot. He catches another one.
Probably why.
This comes under the heading of, until they stop him, why not go back to it? He has something going really well. Great working relationship with the guy throwing the ball, and they keep making the connection.
So after that big play, let's see if they can catch their defense maybe on their heels. On first down, it's Stafford.
Ooh, there's
Jones
Jones.
has it over the middle. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down
350
completion.
yards.
That was a nicely run slant route.
Don't need to
What
run the
receiver's
ball
trying
on
to
the
do is
Green
make
Bay.
the
Just
defender
throw
think
it
he's
on
going
you.
upfield for a deeper
wanna-
route
wanna
and then breaks it off
touch
usually
the
after
box
about
up
3
so
to
I
4
can't-
steps
I
and cuts
just
towards the
touch
middle of
it.
the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and get the quarterback a really nice target.
Oh, there goes
I
Benner.
think he's
There
going
goes
to go.
Benner.
They're not going to get
Oh,
it. And
couldn't
he
get it
gets
right.
this one all the way down inside the 20-yard
3 yards
line.
rushing.
Well, plenty of credit has to go to the guy carrying the ball. He broke the tackle and gained the yardage. But that doesn't necessarily mean that the defender's bad. They're not going to make 100% of the tackles all the time. Even the best in the game will miss one occasionally. The key is not to let it snowball and miss tackle after tackle. On that play, credit to the offense, but that doesn't make the defense bad.
And a new set of downs here after picking up the first on the ground. From the red zone now, Stafford. Packer pressure, and down he goes. Sam Barrington in from his linebacker's spot. He's able to drop him for a loss of about 10. And it's never good to take a sack. You really don't want to take one down here in this part of the field down near the red zone.
Not at all, because you're already pretty much assured of a field goal. But you take a big fly, defenses get a little more aggressive in this situation.
Looking for Tate, and it's intercepted. Picked off by the former first-round pick, Demarius Randall. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. They needed a break. They needed to make a play here in the third quarter defensively. They did that. Now they got to go quickly and get some points on the board.
And the best part is that they made their own break. Taking the ball away. Now they just look at their offense and saying, guys,
let's go.
Come on, capitalize on this one.
Aaron Rodgers, we focus on him for our players spotlight. He's playing pretty well. I don't think it's necessarily him changing up something he's doing, but that O-line, they've got to protect him better.
They do. They've got to make sure that they give him more than enough time in order to find targets downfield. And sometimes what happens when these things are going on is that the field general will step up and say, hey, that's on me, guys. I didn't get rid of it fast enough. Anything to try and relax them a little bit and take some pressure off, because they do know that they are trying.
Yeah, well, we've seen the 4 sacks so far in this contest. They'll try to get the offense going with Lacey. And he'll take this one only up to about his 13-yard line. A gain of 3, second down.
Partner, you know I love to point out when teams break tendency and do something a little bit different from the norm. But when you run the ball in the first play of the drive, that's not a tendency breaker at all. That's just trying to establish yourself as you move forward.
They'll come out in the pistol. On second down, here's Rodgers. And complete, right side to Cook. It goes as a gain of 8, and it moves the chains.
Coaches always harp on the quarterback reading the defense and getting it to the open man. That's good recognition there. And how about what he did after the catch?
Yeah, hit your tight end, let him get some rack.
Yeah, when he gets moving, not many guys want to come over and put a hit on him, do they?
Now a 10th carry here for Lacey. And he'll be taken down right around the 27. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4.
Some runs are blocked so well, you almost forget that someone has to carry the ball to gain the yardage. The leverage by the offensive line to create space up front, really well done.
They come out here in the I. Now Rodgers will handle Lacey. And just a short gain that time as they're able to get him down. And he got half of what he needed there, 2 yards, and it'll bring up a 3rd and 2 more.
Well, I think we know by now that every run is not going to be broken and get all the way to the end zone. But these short ones still have their value. You can still set up the play action and throw the football. You control the clock because you have the ball and they don't. And often the physicality sets the tempo for the game.
They'll try and run for it. Here's Lacey. No gain on the play there. A nice job defensively. And it likely forces a punt situation on 4th.
Say what you want about Eddie Lacy. He is really important to his team, and right now they're holding him down well below his normal yardage total, and his team's losing the game.
And we talk about it so often, how tough he is to bring down, but they found a way to do it.
Yeah, I think gang tackling, getting a lot of people to him, that's the key to everything. Not many guys can take him down one-on-one consistently.
This is taken at the 18. A good return there, 17 yards. And the offense will come back onto the field for the 1st and 10. We get a look at the Packers defense as they work their way into position. They're trailing on the scoreboard. Now, they had to watch that last drive, then they come out here. Defensively, when you played, did you like being out there defensively to start the second half or wait to drive?
I wanted to be out there right away. Come out of the locker room, get right back into the flow of the game, because sometimes when you sat around, you liked it when your offense gave you a long drive, but it made it a little bit tougher to get out on the field.
Well, it's the second drive here. We'll see how they respond. And that one results in 35 yards.
And having built that kind of a lead, they're able to do whatever they want right now. All momentum on their side, especially now running the football.
Yeah, you're talking about a defense being on their toes. They don't know what's going to hit them next at this point.
No, they went from toes to heels, and they're trying to figure out how to get back to the toes part.
Sound like you said downstairs.
So they pick up the first down after the run, and now they approach for the fresh set. They'll give it to him right up the gut.
Look at Zenner go.
And down inside the 15.
White boy getting down now.
It's a pickup of 16 there, and it'll lead to a new set of downs.
Got over 100 yards rushing.
And this will probably be the last play of the quarter. One quarter remains here as the regular season starts to wind down. We'll return with more after this. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now at Ford Field. A lot of happy faces in the crowd at this point as their guys have a big lead here to start quarter number 4. On 1st and 10, Stafford. And this one's incomplete. He was trying to find Marvin Jones that time. And that'll bring up 2nd down. Offense still needing 10 yards. 2nd down. On 2nd and 10, Stafford. That's complete right around the 8. And they'll get 9 there as that sets them up better for 3rd down. They come out here in the I. On 3rd and short, the fullback Burton. He didn't get the touchdown, but he did get the first down as he's tackled at the 1. first and goal. They'll look to smash. And he's going to take it in for a Lion touchdown. Zach Zenner with his second touchdown of the game, number 7 on the year. And the Lions just continue to pour it on.
And now we've hit that stage of the game, partner, where one of our predecessors, one of the great commentators of all time, he used to sing in this situation when this game appeared to be over.
I know the fat lady's been singing for some time.
No, not her at all. This is one of our guys.
But she's singing too.
Oh, she's singing. She's
on like the 5th tune at this point.
She left Scales way behind, but he used to sing something about turning out the lights. The party was over.
And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So the drive there took 6 plays, and it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And he will be brought down here at about the 17-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. And down on the scoreboard, certainly needing to avoid what happened on the last drive, punting the football.
Sense of urgency has to take over for them here. They know the score. They know the situation. And by the way, the punter no longer exists for their offense. That's how they have to treat this drive.
They need points.
Big time.
Throwing now is Rodgers. He'll set up the screen to Lacey. And he is going to lose yardage here. He lost 9 there. That's really going to set him back for second down. Off the play fake to Lacey. Here's Rodgers. In the middle of the field, he's got Nelson. And they're going to get this one up past the 25. And a nice gain of 21 yards.
Love the call by the offensive coordinator, recognizing the situation very well, calling for the play-action pass, and completing it.
Because they'll change tomorrow.
Throwing on first down is Rodgers. Throwing the slant pattern here complete. And able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down. It's a gain of 20 that time. And it'll be a Green Bay first down. So after that big gain, let's see what else the offense has up its sleeve. They go play action here on first down.
Gotcha.
No escaping this time as he'll go down. They got him for a sack. Ezekiel Ansah in there to drop him, and his great season continues. 13 sacks for him now on the year. Throwing on second down. And seeing nowhere to throw, he chucks this one away from harm. Incomplete. Now it's third down.
Not too many things get to a quarterback of this magnitude, but I think it's safe to say that pressure can get to any quarterback.
He's obviously a great franchise quarterback, but felt the pressure, threw it incomplete. A dime look defensively for the Lions on third. On third and long, it's Rodgers. And that's caught. Did he stay in bounds, though? He did not. Ruled incomplete. A third down, he tried to stay in bounds, did all he could. He caught it, but was led a little bit too far.
Yeah, that's always difficult, isn't it? Because you know half of your body is trying to stay behind while the other half is reaching out, trying to catch the football. The top half worked. It was the bottom half that was in question.
It's caught. Nelson.
Are you fucking kidding me? Diggs. That's 3 times you've been burnt by him.
And that's a
When
big
you gotta
pickup
learn
of
to
a
stay
first down.
behind
And you
him.
know that all week, both sides of the ball, offense and defense, are going through every situation And in this case, the offensive guys had the right play dialed up because defensively, you work on fourth down situations as well.
And deflating for the defense. They can't get the stop here. Rodgers now on first down. It's brought in by Janis. That throw good for 4. It's second down.
Good throw, good catch, but I really like the route. The drag and being able to run away from defenders, hard to stick with them for that long.
Yeah, better against man than zone, or
better against man, because now you're running away from someone and you're not running into a defensive.
Avoid the tackle. A nice pick up there, 10 yards, and it'll move the sticks. And now the offense operates in the red zone. Into the red zone. It's Rodgers. Oh, the ball comes out on the hit, but they'll say it's incomplete.
Well, the pressure, the hits, the sacks have been coming at him all game long. I'm frankly surprised that they haven't found a solution yet to create more time for him to throw it or maybe change what they do on offense.
And that's one of the biggest differences in this game and why they're losing right now. And he'll take this one down near the 15. It's a gain of about 3, but it's going to leave him with 3rd and still 7 yards to go.
Partner, we know today's NFL is really built around the guy throwing the football. But these short runs, they still pay dividends because they can take their toll on a defense and they can add up as the game goes along. You control the clock, you control the ball, and that way you often control the game.
7 yards on the pickup there, and now they've got first and goal. Well, they've had a great impressive drive going here, and that pickup ensures the drive continues.
And not only do you continue the drive, which is demoralizing for the guys on the defense side of the ball right now, but you make your own defense happy. They're able to get a little more rest over on the sidelines while this one continues downfield.
That is caught at the 7-yard line. They'll give him a yard on the play, and that'll bring up a 2nd and goal.
Got to give credit where it's due. Really
oh,
nice
my
defense
God.
on that play. The pitch and catch was successful, but not any run after it.
Back to the ground. It's Lacey. And he will get this into the end zone. Touchdown, Green Bay.
It don't matter.
Eddie Lacy, his 10th touchdown of the season, 2nd of the game. And the Packers get a score closer. And Charles, the 2nd time today that he has hit pay dirt.
And once you score the first one, there is that natural tendency, and there's also that eagerness to get back there again. Oh, he smells it. This guy smelled the end zone, and twice he's gotten there.
I don't know. I want quesadilla. I want
now
that
after
new
the touchdown, here's Crosby to kick it away.
I've seen the commercials.
Here's Tate to return.
Yeah,
That's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. And Detroit getting set to go now. And now last drive so successful with the ground game, ending in a touchdown. Do you stick with that formula?
What?
That would be the #1 thing you would think of, but so many guys now would look at it and say, we've got them set up so well for play action. Now's the time to take a shot. But, you know, there was a big-time coach in the state of Ohio who once said, if you throw the ball, if you put it in the air, 3 things can happen.
Yeah, that sounds like you.
He kept it on the ground.
That sounds just like you. Pushing for a vacation you can't afford, yeah.
Now a play fake it at Stafford. Ebron caught left side. They give him 14 yards that time and a fresh set of downs.
First down.
He's played a great game. It continues right there, even with this lead. Confident to throw the pass and have the reception made.
There's no doubt who the leader of their team is there? There's no doubt who they want to ride all the way to the finish.
Yeah,
the strategy would tell you run the football, run the clock down. Instead, they're letting him throw it because they feel that confident in what he's getting done.
Look at that. Look at the white bike go. Look at the white bike go.
Big play there for Detroit. 53 yards.
That's
big run here in the 4th as they continue to wear down this defense.
And that's when the offensive line coach
clicks
onto the headset
hanging
and
from
says,
his arm over the side of a skyscraper with no safety on it.
Let's finish him off with the running game.
So the run moves the chains, and here we
That's
go
all
on first
you
down.
want.
fake here on first down. Muscles him off.
Damn it!
As he
I couldn't
releases
throw
it,
the fucking
and that'll
ball.
fall incomplete.
When defenses get to the quarterback that quickly, a lot of times it's called a jailbreak. It wasn't quite that fast, but fast enough that he had no time to look
couldn't
downfield
throw it. Wouldn't
and set
let me
himself
throw
to
it
throw
when I
the ball.
wanted to throw
And as he
it.
tried to do that, he was hit and it forced an incompletion.
He's got his
Touchdown.
man. It's caught for a Lion touchdown. Tim Wright with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Lions have got it on cruise control.
There's no doubt in my mind.
And do you hear that? Do you hear the...
It's not scales, right? I don't hear scales. Do I actually hear a tune being warbled?
I think the fat lady's humming.
Yeah, she's doing more than humming. She's belting it out right now.
Going. She's full bore.
Yeah, this thing is flat out finished.
And the lead will grow by 1 more.
Ooh, excuse me. Oh, look at that, boo.
So that drive spanned 5 plays. And the end result, a Detroit touchdown.
You're about to break my elbow. Can't push backwards on my elbow. Go, Ham. I don't want you in my face.
After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That'll be taken in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. And Green Bay getting ready to go as they take the field. Last time they were out, they scored. Still trailing here. And now the Lions going to stop this momentarily as they call a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter.
Yeah, I think it just did. If it didn't, it stretched it.
And they're going to go soft on the corners. On 1st and 10, here's Rodgers. Wide open receiver complete.
Can someone please guard the wide receivers? Can we get somebody? Anybody on the defense want to guard somebody? I mean, if you don't, I could get somebody else in the damn game that might do a better job.
They come up in an empty
only
set.
rushing
4
fucking
wide
4 guys.
receivers, 1 tight end. On 1st down, Rodgers.
Burn you again, Slay. Burn you again, Slay.
And he'll take it down
That's
shy
twice
to
you've been
45 at the
burnt.
46. They'll give him 8 on the
Diggs
play.
has been burnt 4 times on the other side.
Some think the teams really won't throw a slant route unless you have a receiver that has a lot of stature to him. But sometimes the little guys, they get lost in there. People can't really locate them, and they run that quick cut on the slant, and oftentimes they can turn it into big plays.
Rodgers to throw on 2nd down. Over the middle, it's Jared Cook. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10 now. Rodgers now on 1st down. And Nelson's got it here right side. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. And a look now at Nelson, who remains down. He appears to be shaken up a bit. And this is certainly not what you want to see in the final week of the year. We'll be back. Backs against the wall a little bit here as the offense is in the red zone. Into the red zone, it's Rodgers. To the sideline, and oh, a nice catch there. Made sure the feet were inbounds, and they were. He's been a busy man here in this one, and they're showing off some nice footwork to stay in bounds.
And with those types of catches and the volume that we've seen in this game, wouldn't you keep him busy as well?
I would.
Of course, you got to keep throwing it to him. He keeps making plays.
Ford Field, not retractable.
Completed pass play. Now let's see if they go back to the air or to the ground. Rodgers with a give. It's Lacy.
Flag.
And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest
Holding
gain.
on the offense. 10-yard penalty, repeat, 2nd down.
Holding, offense.
So there you go, holding by the offense, and that'll push him back.
Changes everything now as you try to figure out what your playbook has for you. Longer yardage situations, tougher to execute and pick up first downs.
4:29 to go in the game.
319! 319!
And again, it's Rodgers.
Oh,
That is caught.
we
right
got
at the
rid of it
10-yard
just in time,
line.
Rodgers, because I'm
That one good for 17 yards, and now they've got it first and goal. When we see another great
If I can
performance
get
like this
just
out of
enough
Aaron
coverage
Rodgers,
where
you
I can
have
get
to
a hold
chuckle
of you,
thinking
you
that his
have.
only FBS offer was a walk-on at Illinois.
And now he's the pride of Butte Junior College, of course at Cal. And I remember watching him play at Cal, and he would run 7-on-7 drills. Angry.
That is caught by Cobb, and it's a Packer touchdown.
No, man.
Randall Cobb, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Packers make some inroads here on that deficit. Well, that's about as quick of a passing touchdown as you'll ever see right there.
Everyone has a section in their playbook called the quick game. That was a super quick game. Out of the hands of the thrower, bam, right to the receiver, successfully for a touchdown.
How in-depth is that quick game part of the playbook?
It's pretty in-depth because people want the ball in the hands of the quarterback into the playmaker's hands downfield as fast as possible. There are a lot of plays, a lot of options involved with that.
Now they're down big here in the 4th. They had to try the onside kick. Can't fault them for the effort at least.
No, you can't at all. And if nothing else, now you've put something that you're trying to practice, right, that you've worked on into a game situation, and now you can go back and dissect it. So if you need it again sometime, maybe you'll find a better way to do it. But, yeah, this game's pretty much done for them.
And able to push his way forward here for a good little gain. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there's a run to be... Good, solid yardage. He'll take that anytime you hand the ball to a back.
Riddick with a carry. And he'll take this one down to the 36. A 3-yard pickup on 2nd and 4. Now they'll need to convert here on 3rd and a little more than a yard. So just 1 yard to go here on 3rd down. And they'll let their fullback try and push the pile. And he gets it to the 32. Good enough for a 1st down. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues.
On 3rd and 1, it seems natural to just turn and hand it to the biggest guy you have in the backfield. But usually, he's not the primary runner. So for the defense, they're often keying on the running back because he's the guy who gets the ball more often, and the fullback is the blocker.
You didn't block, Jones.
That's
The
a heck of a
fuck was
tendency
that,
breaker,
Jones?
And now you're just trying to jump on his back and hold on.
Jeez, let the guy go.
And now 2nd down.
So, Brandon, when this offense gathers together to watch tape for this
didn't
game,
even block.
they're going to be feeling pretty good about
that
themselves
wasn't even
until
Jones,
the
that
coaches
was
get upset
tape.
about the play we just saw. But you know their defense is going to be. But we put up big points all game long. The defense is going to win one every now and then.
And they'll go on the ground. Down to the 30 after a gain of 3. Mike Daniels makes the tackle. Time for a break. We'll come back and wrap up garbage time after this. So the Lions in possession of the football as we welcome you back. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. The 22 is the line to gain here on 3rd down. Throwing on 3rd down, Stafford. And he connects with Ebron. And he carries this one all the way down to the 9. It's a gain of 20 and picking up the 1st.
And in a lot of ways, that catch is expected. Red zone presence. And that one was realized there. You've got to find your tight end in that situation.
And now a 1st down following that long gain. run. And they're going to get him down, but not before a pretty good run right there. Call it a gain of 9 there, and it puts him in better shape here for 2nd and goal.
I know you're trying to wring every yard out of a run, but I think 9 yards there is ideal in this situation.
Yeah, now next couple plays, you only need 1 yard. Keep that clock rolling with a lead here in the 4th.
Yeah, what you're saying is maybe if it takes you 1 or 2 more runs to get the first down, that's extra time, extra plays. Really hurts the team on defense.
Throwing here, Stafford. And this will be caught. And the carnage continues. It's another touchdown. They had the lead in the 4th, but still passing. Finding the big target for the touchdown. Now that lead grows even more.
Everybody gets to join in the fun. You know, it doesn't have to just be the wide receivers catching touchdown passes. The tight end doesn't just have to do just the dirty work inside. He gets a chance to get into the end zone as well.
Prater on to add the extra point. And they're able to up the lead by 1 more. So that drive in total 8 plays. And it's capped off by a touchdown for the Lions. After the touchdown, out is Prater to kick. That's fielded in the end zone. And no run back here. This will be a touchback, and it comes out to the 25-yard line. The Packers offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Yeah, use that as ammo going forward.
Exactly. Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling again.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again. In recent years, the slot receivers really gained stature in the NFL because they can do so many things. Yes, they can line up wide like your normal wide receiver, but to have that kind of courage and toughness to run routes in the middle of the field and become dependable targets for their quarterback.
Try to get it to Cobb, and it's intercepted. It's the 2014 NFL interception leader, Glover Quinn.
Well, this defensive pressure has been constant all game long. The pass rush, the coverage, they've all been excellent, and now they'll tack on an interception here as this one continues to slip just further and further out of hand.
Oh. Snagged it right off the carpet.
The Packers defense here getting ready. Yeah, this is an afternoon that they're going to want to forget pretty quickly.
And that's going to be hard for them to do because they still have to go watch film. And so someone's going to point out all the errors, but you're exactly right. Can they set that aside and get themselves geared up for a better performance down the road?
Maybe some of them at least have dinner to look forward to with their families after this one.
Well, I've got dinner to look forward to with you, and I know who's buying.
Yep,
finally. It's 0-0. I don't know how I've got to find it.
It'd be hard to say that a defense wouldn't be ready for a first down run. And when you can gain that kind of yardage against a defense that's really kind of geared to stop that play, your confidence has to rise, and now you've actually opened up your playbook. If you want to throw the ball now for play action, you're good to go.
And this will likely be the last play and wrap things up.
Ball game.
Well, Charles, it's one thing to win. It's another thing to win and put up the amount of points that they did. Boy, were they clicking on offense.
They can't help but feel great about themselves, can they? I mean, what a game to put up that number of points, continually feeling like they're moving the ball and things are working and clicking. They think that they can bottle this and carry it with them.
And as an offensive coordinator, you just don't think you can do anything wrong. Whatever you call, run, pass, it's all going to work.
That's called being in the zone.
So for the Lions, they'll wrap up the campaign an impressive 15-1. And they'll be able to enjoy this one through the bye week before they get back at it again. Meanwhile, for the Packers, this might wind up being a tough pill to swallow as they're going to finish the season at 9-7. And they'll get the extra week to think about this one as they return to action in 2 weeks' time.
They might have won 13.
So that'll do it. For my partner, Charles Davis, and the best darn crew in the industry, I'm Brandon Gaudin. This has been a presentation of the NFL on EA Sports. It's a win for the Lions as we say so long from Ford Field.
Especially against Green Bay. Oh, I know what happened to Nelson. I'm pretty sure he tore his ACL. He did that juke move and then he went to the ground holding his knee. That tells me you tore your ACL. You fall straight to the ground after you do a move.
The working girl, it won't change a thing. Yeah, we still got plans tonight. We're gonna kick it, that's a given, baby, rain and shine. Leave your Sunday best at home. Be the last time you wear what you got on. Bikini top and cut off jeans. Baby girl, you know you're looking mean. She said, how we gonna make it through the mud hole? Won't you think you got swampers on my truck floor? It's about to get dirty in the dirty south. I'm about to show you what it's all about. It's a rowdy crowd. We ain't scared, we're still throwing down. We gonna tap, light that fire. We gonna crank that country. That's that, let's get Thursday. Well, it's about to get done.